Oh, that felt so good. It just felt so good. Going though. Okay, first first shot with the TS1 IMs, I hit the pin. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining me here at Birdie Golf. We're here in the bird nest doing a review on the Maltby iron, specifically the TS4 and TS1 IM as a combo set. So these are two really great irons that nobody knows about. I wouldn't say nobody, but not a lot of people know about Maltby irons, not as much as they should. These irons are beautiful, and you'll see in this review that they're performing much better than I had expected. So I recently picked these up. I hadn't heard a lot about Maltby, to be honest. I was searching for new irons. Maltby has just a huge following on Reddit. People that buy them swear by them. They love them. But a lot of people tend to get that way when they make a bigger purchase. So I wanted to learn for myself. I recently picked up the TS4 irons along with the TS1 IM irons as a combo set. In the TS4s, I have pitching wedge through 8 iron, and in the TS1 IMs, I have 7 iron through 4 iron. I actually just ordered a TS4 7 iron as well, so I'm going to decide where the cutoff is in this combo set for right now. In today's video, we're going to be talking about both irons, the pros and cons to both, how they compare to some of the bigger name brands, and we're going to dive into the numbers. I'm going to give you my first impressions, and we've got other reviews coming of these irons as well, where we'll put them up against bigger name brands. Let's talk into why I chose Maltby. I'm big into direct to consumer brands. I like the big brands too. I've played Callaways, I've played TaylorMades, I've played Mizunos, I've played Titleist irons in the past. I've also done direct to consumer. I've played Takomos, the 301 CBs. Now I've got the Maltbys that I'm testing out. Let's talk first a little bit about Maltby. So Maltby, small company. You can buy them through GolfWorks. So GolfWorks, they're based out of Ohio, not a massive company. They do some marketing, but they're a more small, specialized components company that happens to make these beautiful irons. So we're going to deep dive into these bad boys. But here are the TS4s. These are more of a blade. Definitely a player's iron for a slightly better striker of the golf ball. So as you can see, it's pretty thin top line, very sleek. I just love the satin finish, and the Maltby logo is just placed perfectly. We also have some milling on the sole. I don't know if you could see that, but we do have some milling on the sole. Very beautiful iron. And then here is a TS1 IMs. Just a look how beautiful that is for a hollow body. It's compact. The sole isn't massive. The top line is sleek. Again, with that satin finish and that beautiful Maltby symbol. Just really well designed. Love the look on both of these. Now let's talk a little bit about the technology in these clubs. So the TS4, again, it is a forged iron, like most blades. The difference of the Maltby iron, it is co-forged with a tungsten weight here in the sole, which does add forgiveness. I know I was very skeptical. I was like, oh, another blade, this thing, if you hit it off the toe, you're toast. Not the case. I mean, well, not as punishing, I should say, as a normal blade. If you get it a little off center, you're okay. You lose a few yards compared to some blades I've played in the past. Like I had the Mizuno MB69s. I had the Tacoma 301s, and if you hit those slightly off center, you're toast. With these, there is some added forgiveness there. So we'll dive a little bit more into that when I start hitting some balls here. But that's the technology behind the TS4. Very, very well designed club. And then when it comes to the TS1 IM, there is a lot of technology packed into this. So I had to write down some notes here. So first and foremost, it is a hollow body. It's a 3-piece forged design. The void behind the club face is injected with a soft polymer. Uh, this material acts as a dampener for exceptional sound and feel while providing a spring-like effect that boosts ball speeds across the face. And let me tell you, they're not lying. They're not lying. Very forgiving irons. Just right into this compact head. It's crazy how much forgiveness they can add, while still keeping that softer feel. Specifically for a hollow body, this is pretty soft. It's pretty soft. It's less clicky than some of the other hollow bodies that I've played or that I've tried. So very well done by Maltby. So this would be considered more of like a player's distance iron. It's not like a full-blown player's distance iron like a P790, like tailor-made P790. It's a little bit bigger than a P770. I had P770s in my last set. This feels more like a P770 than a P790. The lofts are pretty similar to a P770 as well. So I would, if I'm comparing the TS1 IM to a bigger name brand, I would compare it more to like a P770. All right, so we're going to hit some shots. Let's dive in. If you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to like, subscribe, follow. Really helps the channel out and helps me continue to make videos just like this. All right, y'all. We're going to go ahead and hit some shots. I'm going to start with the TS4, which is the blade, in 8 iron. So we're going to hit a few shots here. We're going to see how it feels. We're going to test some workability on this thing as well. And again, see how it sounds, how it feels, how easy it is to work. So that's what we're looking into here. What I'd expect my 8 iron to go, I want it to carry somewhere between 170 to 175. 170 to 175. If I can keep it within that range, I feel like my dispersion is decent. All right, not a bad strike right off the bat. There we go, 173. 112 ball speed, 5,500 spin. Yeah, exactly what I'd expect out of my 8 iron. Let's go ahead and hit another one. All right, again, felt decent, a little towards the heel. I could feel that. You could see the club twist a little bit, which I could feel. It spun about the same. Ball speed dropped though. And again, I got punished about 5 to 8 yards. But yeah, that's what you'd expect. That's what you'd expect with more of a player's iron. If I hit that with my Mizuno blades I used to have, I would be much shorter than that just went. That felt pretty good. A little towards the heel again. You see ball speeds a little bit down. Very consistent on that heel shot. And still, I mean, total length 176. That's not bad for a miss hit. That was much better. Middle of the face, 112 ball speed, 5,400 spin, carried at 172. It's perfect. Tugged it just a tiny bit, but not a bad shot for me. Oh, left the face open. Ball speed dropped a tiny bit, a little more spin again than what I'd expect. I swiped on it a tad. a little towards the heel. It's got a little gear effect. But man, it doesn't like, you could feel it off the heel. You could feel it more off the toe than off the heel. But these feel great. They really do. Pretty soft. Again, that's my miss today. A little off the heel. Get a good strike. That was a great strike. I really swung out of my shoes there and carried at 179. I mean, I absolutely flushed that thing. Absolutely flushed it. Like with the game improvement iron, I had the Callaway Rogue ST Pros a few years back, and that shot would have punished me long. I started missing greens long quite a bit. They'd come out the face super hot. This one, absolutely flushed. Only went about 4 more yards than I would have expected. That's great. That's great for me. That's the dispersion I need if it comes off super hot. Thin. Let's see how it does thin. I'm giving you all the shots today. Again, ball speed, great. A little bit higher spin. Carry, 170, 171. It's good dispersion, good forgiveness, and great feel, great responsiveness. These are pretty, they're not the softest blades I've ever hit in my life. Like the Mizunos, obviously, that's what they're known for. The 301s, when you get it in the middle, they're pretty soft as well. These, still very soft. The tungsten weight in there makes it, I believe it makes it a little bit less soft than maybe a Mizuno blade, but these are plenty soft. You hit it out the middle, it's a very enjoyable club to hit. The sound, it sounds great. You get that compression sound. I think these sound amazing. So now we're going to do some shot shaping. I'm going to start with a couple of fades. This is a harder shot for me to hit, but we could do it. All right. Was able to hit that high fade. Spin went way up. Carried it less. Not the best well struck ball, but we're seeing if we could work the ball here. Again, let's see if I can start it more left and fade it back in. There we go. There we go. That's what I'd expect. Higher spin. You know, I'm seeing about 1,100 more spin than I was seeing. A little less carry. Ball speed, pretty close, about 1 mile per hour less than my normal shots. All right, let's go ahead and go for a draw. Let's hit a couple of draws here. Yes, that's the draw. I should get more distance. Spins down to 5,400. Struck it well. Carried a lot further, what I'd expect with the draw. Again, that's where the workability comes in from playing a blade. You can move these. Let's try and hit another draw here. There we go. Again, another 118 ball speed with the draw. Workability is great on these. Now let's test out the TS1 IM. Let's hit some shots. TS1 IM, again, it's not the biggest face in the world. I saw some reviews that were like, oh, the head's big. It is not. It's not. Very comparable to the P770s that I had, top line, everything. All right. It's more forgiving. It's going to be a little hotter off the face. I believe since it's a hollow body, it's just how they work. Some are hotter than others. let's see how the TS1 IM performs. I've got the yardage set around 190. I don't have my yardages really dialed in with these, but I would expect to carry my 7 around 185, maybe 190 at 5,000 feet elevation. Oh, that felt so good. It just felt so good. Going though. Okay, first shot with the TS1 IMs, I hit the pin at 191 yards. Again, right around where I'd expect to hit. Again, I've been playing more of like a bladey 7-iron, so I don't necessarily know exactly what my yardages would be, but this is what I'd expect. 4,700 spin, ball speed 120, carried at 190. So yeah, that felt really good. I hit that pretty much out of the middle of the face. Okay, that was off the toe. I could feel that right away. So again, the feel is good. The responsiveness is good on these. That's what you worry about with some of these hollow bodies is it going to be 2-game improvement, or is it going to be more on the player side where you can start to feel your miss hits? We've got spins at 4,800, carry 184. So only lost like 5 yards, and I hit that way off the toe. These are pretty forgiving. I love the responsiveness too. All right, the sound as well. They're not clicky. They're not clicky at all. 188. Again, the dispersion is pretty decent on my good strikes here. Spin right around where it was before. It's at 4,700. Ball speed 118. It was just a tiny bit less. That was a slightly fat shot. Okay, that was off the toe again, but not way off the toe. All right, 201. It came off a little hotter and slightly off the toe. It's what you're going to start to get with hollow bodies. Sometimes you'll have one jump out at you. So that went 10 yards further than I was hoping. So far, pretty good. Only had one that came off a little hotter than expected with the TS1 IM. We're pretty pleased so far. They feel great. They're not clicky. They're very soft for a hollow body. Very impressed. Let's try to do some shot shaping now. So we'll go ahead and hit a fade here. Okay, it's working back right. Able to get a little movement on that. Carry 186. Spin remain consistent. See if I can get more of a fade here. The offset really is a little offset, but not a lot. Again, feeling a lot like these P770s I had. They feel very similar. There's a fade. Got that way up in the air. Added some spin. Lost a little ball speed. Carried less. That's what I expect when I'm trying to hit a fade. Let's try and hit one more. Okay. I'm able to work them a bit. The TS4s were a bit easier to work. So I'd say workability, what you'd expect out of a blade. That's the huge benefit of a blade. It's tighter dispersion, better workability. This, for its category, I'd say pretty decent at workability. But compared to the blade, not quite as workable so far. Let's see if I can hit a draw with this thing. Okay, I pushed it. Wasn't able to draw that first one. I mean, yeah, that was just a straight up push. Let's try another draw. Drawing a bit, and it's far. The spin was low, only 2,900 RPMs. Ball speed was way up. Carried it country mile. Try and hit another draw. Again, carried it a country mile. Spun a bit more. Now we're starting to see the difference between a hollow body and a blade. All right, let me go back to the TS4 to see if it's not just me. See if I can work this thing right to left. Yeah. I mean, I tried to hit the biggest draw I could. I'm just able to get more side spin on this thing. Less offset than the TS1s as well. Yeah, I'm able to curve the TS4s more. I'm able to work them more left to right, right to left. All right, y'all, let me give you my final thoughts here. This is a great combo bag. It's a great combo bag. I got a little bit of practice in and got one round in with these irons so far out on the course. And I've gotten a couple rounds here inside with these irons. Very impressed with Maltby. Very impressed with Maltby. I think it's probably one of the most underrated brands on the market. Great golf clubs. People just don't know about them. That's why I'm so excited to make this video. I have no affiliation with Maltby. I have no affiliation with GolfWorks. I purchased these clubs with my own money. So this is a totally unbiased review. I buy a lot of golf clubs. I switch through my bag quite a bit. So I wouldn't say I'm a fanboy of any specific or particular brand. So this is going to be completely unbiased. So we're going to rate these clubs based off of forgiveness, feel and sound, workability, aesthetics, and value. So those are the 5 categories. So first, with forgiveness. Forgiveness with the TS4s, I'm going to have to go with a 4 out of 5. For a blade, like I would rate my MP69s, my Mizunos, a 2 out of 5 here. The 301 CBs out of 5, the Tacoma 301 CBs, I'd give maybe a 2.5. I'm going to give the TS4s a 4 on forgiveness. They don't punish you as much off the toe as you'd expect from a player's iron, which is really surprising given the shape and the design of the club. I was expecting them to be way more punishing. When it comes to feel and sound of the TS4s, I'm going to go with a 4.5. I'd say comparing to some bigger brands like the Mizunos that I had, even the Tacoma 301 CBs felt slightly softer when hitting out of the middle of the face. The sound on these is beautiful. Great score. Workability, 5 out of 5. I mean, you saw I was able to shape it. I was able to hit fades when I want to hit fades. I was able to hit draws when I want to hit draws. And part of this workability, I didn't lose crazy dispersion. Like I want to hit my draws a little bit farther. I want to hit my fades a little bit shorter and just spin a little bit more. Aesthetics. These are beautiful. I mean, when I unboxed these and I opened them up, I was so impressed. These are great looking clubs. They are great looking clubs. The satin finish, the Maltby logo. You know, Maltby's been making clubs for a while, I guess, and I looked at some of their older ones and they were a little dicey. It seems a lot like what Wilson's doing. Wilson just rebranded. They're making more expensive clubs. They're putting more into them, and they're not the cheap brand anymore. Maltby, same thing. It looks like a few years back they just totally redesigned these things, took them more seriously. Man, these clubs are beautiful. So the TS4, I'm going 5 out of 5 on aesthetics. Value for price, 5 out of 5. As far as price, at the time of making this video, I'm going to put the price right here for a full set of TS4 irons. For my combo set of TS4s and TS1 IMs, it was a little more expensive to go that route, but I was shipped, taxes paid, on my doorstep for under $640 for pitching wedge through 4-iron. That is bonkers. That is bonkers. I feel like I ripped them off. I feel like I got the deal of the century. I was looking at maybe getting some P770s as a full set. I couldn't find anything in decent shape under $900 used. So yeah, I'm super happy with the value. We're going 5 out of 5. Now for the TS1 IMs. Right off the bat, for forgiveness, I'm going to go 4.5 out of 5. 4.5 out of 5. So they are very forgiving. Off the toes, I was less punished than the TS4s, which you'd expect from a hollow body, and injected, molded, or as they call it, injected muscle back. You get that added forgiveness. I hit some off of the toe, some off of the heel, and they were still going quite a ways, which is good to see if you need that forgiveness. If you're not a consistent ball striker, a lot like I was in this review. Sometimes I'm on, today I'm not. Feel and sound, I'm going to go with a 4. I'm going to go with a 4 out of 5 on the feel and sound. A hollow body is going to be, you expect it to be a little clicky. You'd expect to not know where you hit it on the face. I'd say they're not as responsive or as soft as the TS4s, but boy, are they soft. I would compare them to the P770s that I have. You know, they're a more muted sound and feel when you hit it. When you hit it off the middle, it feels like butter, like you didn't hit anything at all. You hit it a little bit off the toe, you could still feel it. Off heel shots, it's harder to feel when you hit it off the heel, but you could feel it when you hit it thin. So yeah, that's my score for feel and sound. They're great. Workability, I'm going to go, based off my review today, I'm going to go with a 3.5. I was not able to draw it or fade it as much as I was hoping. And I do like to hit those shots on the course to control my distance and my dispersion. When I was hitting draws and hitting fades, my dispersion was greater, which isn't what you want to see when you're a player that can hit those shots. So this is the main reason why I ordered a TS4 7-iron to put in my bag, because I'm still going after greens from 190, 180. Above that, I don't really care. My 6, 5, and 4, I wanted to get it on or around the green. I'm a 7 handicap golfer, so that's what I'd expect out of a 7-iron. When it comes to aesthetics, absolutely 5 out of 5. These irons are beautiful. They're eye-catching. I want to show these irons off to people. They don't know the brand, but they think the clubs are beautiful. And then value, hands down, 5 out of 5 all day long. The only reason they're priced the way that they are is because they're direct to consumer. Doesn't seem like they spend a ton of money on marketing. All that money goes into the development and the design of their golf clubs and making a super quality golf club. So the value that you pay, you're not paying for the brand, you're paying for an amazingly built golf club. So value, 5 out of 5. Final thoughts on Maltby. Really impressed with these irons so far. Really impressed. Comparing them to my combo set that I had before of the Tacoma 301 CBs and P770s. I'm taking this set all day long. Highly recommend Maltby. If you haven't checked them out, check them out. Great, great, great irons. Thank you so much for watching my review. I hope you enjoyed. Many more reviews to come. Thanks for following.